School is where we learn most of the stuff we know growing up, and it is one of our training grounds to learn more about the world that we live in. But the truth is that you can't learn everything in school. Therefore, in this video, we will be sharing to you some rules about finance that you don't learn in school. But before anything else, welcome to the Pocket Investing channel, where the world of finance and investing is made the easiest. Number 1. Personal funds. You will learn in class to set aside a minimum of 10% of your salary. However, let's be real. That isn't sufficient to live on. Obviously, until you make a fortune. A respectable rate of return for the majority of us with steady employment will be between 25 and 40%. However, 10% could be a wonderful place to start if you want to develop your saving skills. Lower your spending and pointless spending to conserve more money. Deposit your savings into a savings bank with a greater return rate. Number 2. Taxation. Since taxations cover such a wide range of topics, they are rarely covered in class. If you desire to stay on the correct side of the law, it's critical to comprehend how they operate. Discover how to compute the rate of taxation and determine how much cash you will still have before you receive your initial salary or complete any business revenue. By doing so, you'll be able to assess if an employment contract will satisfy your cash obligations and decide on the best approach for your services. Number 3. Insurance guidelines. You should purchase insurance coverage if you have anybody who relies on you monetarily. This can be your family or your partner. In order to have protection whenever you need it, it is preferable to purchase a life policy as opposed to a life insurance coverage. To conserve cash, cancel the insurance if no one is totally reliant on you. Obtain coverage for your other possessions and elements in conjunction to insurance coverage. Your car, house, pricey possessions, and wellness are included in this. Prior to actually selecting an insurance provider, give it your best shot comparing costs and the benefits on offer. Number 4. Simple budgeting. Although it's crucial, planning isn't covered in the classroom. Unfortunately, not learning the fundamentals of spending in college can put you at a loss when you graduate, specifically if you decide to live alone. Someone might experience difficulty if they are unable to distinguish from likes and necessities and control their finances. Everybody should understand how to organize an existence that is paid for by your earnings. This involves knowing how to budget for all expenses, while also making sure there's really money left over for basics like food and investments. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe and like this video to not miss out on upcoming videos. Number 5. A first-time home purchase. Some people say that when you really desire to afford a property, you must prepare up to 20% of the price for home purchase. If you seem not to, you'll have to spend homeowner's insurance, which might deplete your savings. Something you won't be taught is that despite the discomfort of increased house payments, there may be an economic assistance to making additional payments now, rather than delaying saving for the 20% deposit. The property investment development rate has risen over the previous 10 years, yet salary levels have remained constant. It is therefore unreasonable to focus on saving 20% of the home's worth, since it will only rise sharply over time. The guiding principle here is to proceed only if you are confident in your ability to accumulate the payment. However, if it takes more time, the prices would rise and you'll be following a changing goal. Number 6. Credit's hidden rules. After receiving their initial cards, the majority of young individuals end up using all of their credit limit. Afterwards, young individuals wind up in a state that is completely consumed by loans. in which they are required to pay off large sums of money. And in certain circumstances, this leads in missed fees that may have a negative impact on them. The significance of credit ratings and upholding a good credit record is a fact that most individuals are unaware of. However, if education had given more thought to teaching students this useful skill, students definitely would have known this insider information. Number 7. Student loans. Despite popular belief, obtaining school loans is not absolutely required in order to obtain a bachelor's degree. In fact, the former can be obtained without the former. 85% of recent grads regret their high student loans and the significant amount of cash they spend repaying it as soon as they begin employment. The completion of your education does not necessarily require you to take out these debts. Some colleges offer financial aid to students to prevent expenses. Other institutions provide top-notch instruction at a much lower cost than private institutions. Number 8. Money reserve. Perhaps your education did not introduce you to a savings account. Most people lack the resources to address an emergency fund. This simply serves to highlight how very few emphasis people have put on establishing an emergency plan. Imagine losing your job right now. Would there be sufficient cash on hand to pay for everything? The general norm is to keep 6 months' worth of cost set aside, but we advise making it larger if you may. And that ends today's video. We hope you learned something today that you can apply wherever you may be. And as always, see you on our next content.